Yo guys, what is going on? Alex Pandrea here. Welcome back to my channel. We have an interesting video today because we got in the X deck. This is the newest deck, so we are going to go ahead, take some photos of this deck. Really important to take nice photos of playing cards, or at least I like to. It's one of my favorite things to do. And then we're gonna go over a tutorial using not only you could use this deck, but you could use any other deck. Really, you don't need this deck. But if you want this deck, you could go ahead, check the link in the description, houseofplayingcards.com. This deck is released right now. A lot of people have been waiting for a new X deck, so I'm glad that it's finally here. Now before we get into today's tutorial, I gotta take photos of this deck. So that's exactly what we're gonna do here. It's a little harder because we're in quarantine and we can't really go outside like I usually sort of like to do, but product photos are nice indoors, so we're gonna use our surroundings. Today we have lights. We have this nice light right here that, if my math serves me, is just the right color. And I want to do a little bit of accent with gold, so luckily I have a bunch of gold stuff here on the bar area. We're going to use this tree and we're going to create an atmosphere using this. I think I'm going to put this here like that. We're going to shut off the light. So now we have this really nice red sort of aura to it, and we're gonna see what we can do with this. Let's roll the photos. Alright, a quick run through of the deck, what you get with it, what it comes with. Let's grab the new one over here and open it up. So we got the nice tab right there, which USPC fixed, which is a miracle in itself because for years you couldn't get that tab out and it was driving everybody crazy. But now look at that, silky smooth. You got the gold foil seal, which is pretty nice, I must say so. You got the gold X with the gold signature. Pretty nice combination of the red and gold, which is one of my favorite combinations. I think green and gold is ultimately my favorite combination when it comes to decks of cards. Pop these babies open. The inside is also red because we actually printed on a red paper rather than a regular tuck that is then printed color on top of it. So this is an actual red tuck itself. We kept with the same exact back design as the black ones. If you know the black ones, you know the style, the simplicity, and the design very well. Of course, XXX denotes 10-10-10, which I was born 10-10 at 10 o'clock, so there you go. And these were also first released for my 30th birthday, so 10 plus 10 plus 10, what do you get? Look at that, very minimal blood red color on the actual cards. The faces themselves, I use Arco faces because these are my favorite faces to use. I first used Arco faces back with the Crown deck, back in 2011. The first time I ever released a deck of cards, I said I want Arco faces on them because they're just so classic, they're elegant. They come with two jokers, an ace of spades with my signature on it, and a duplicate queen of hearts for magic effects, and also a double backer. So that's the deck. Let's get into today's tutorial. Let's take a look at what we are going to learn today. So basically you go up to any spectator, if you could find one nowadays, please watch my tricks. And once you find one, you say, look, I have a deck of cards face up. And actually you're gonna touch anyone that you want, anyone is fine. So they go ahead, they touch a card, let's say they touch the 9 of hearts. And you say, that's really interesting that you touch the 9 of hearts. They say, why? You say, I don't know. Oh, but I do know. You see, I had a prediction before we even started. Before we started, I had a prediction, and you take it out of your back pocket, an envelope, whatever, you unfold it, and you show the prediction right here, and it says, you will not choose a black card. Pretty good, right? 9 of hearts is not a black card. No, but I know what you're thinking. That was a 50-50 shot if it was red or black, but I wasn't talking about the faces of the cards. You see, I was talking about the backs, because all of these cards are all red cards. Yes, every single one, except for one card that I put in there that I knew you were going to choose, the 9 of hearts, the only black card in the deck. So this is a very interesting take on one of my favorite effects that I used to perform all the time with a force deck. So basically what you would do is have a force deck, basically all 52 cards are all of the same cards. So say they're all 3 of spades. 3 of spades, 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 3 of spades. You get the idea. And then you would have one extra card that was not the 3 of spades. So all 3 of spades, let's imagine, and then one 9 of hearts, for instance. And then you would force, with the face down method, you would force in any which way the 9 of hearts, have a prediction that reads you will not choose the 3 of spades. And then they go, okay, wow, well that wasn't, you know, anything crazy. And then you turn over all the cards and then you show them that they're all 3 of spades, which makes the effect really, really nice. I love that principle. I love the fact that the prediction, you know, doesn't match in the beginning and they're like, what? And then you're like, what? And then they're like, what? And then you finally give the reveal. But a lot of the times, of course, we don't have force decks with us, and so this is, I think, the next best thing. So what you need is a deck of cards with one colored back and a different card with a different colored back. Now, I like this version because you could do the play on words of red and black. I'm obviously using the red X deck and one black X deck card. So then at the end, you could have a little play on words if you will not choose a black card, red card, because the faces obviously are also red and black. So go ahead, take out your deck, take out your one card, and then make a prediction that will say you will not choose a black card. I messed up. I messed up on the prediction, and I noticed it while I was editing this. I did it in reverse. So instead of you will not choose a black card, it should have said you will not choose a red card for the prediction to make sense at the end, for it to match. Or if you wanted to say you will not choose a black card, then you would have to use a black deck with one red card for it to match. But look, I'm tired. It's 3 in the morning. What do you expect from me? Come on, guys. You guys are smart enough to figure it out, so just reverse it and you'll have a good time. All right, let me finish this video. We'll jump back into it. We'll learn it and go from there. The setup is this, goes into the middle and you're going to hold a break underneath. Okay, underneath. Now there are a few ways that you can do this, and this is why I like this effect, because it's going to push you to practice something that I think you should be practicing, which is a classic force, but a very interesting classic force because we're going to do it face up. And a lot of the times the classic force is done face down and you do it and you get the classic force. Of course we can't do it this way because we have the odd backed card. So we're going to now practice doing the classic force face up. Now I do have a video on my touches on the classic force. Keep that break right there and start to spread, spread, spread. And as their hand comes to grab the card, you're going to use timing and a few other things. As I go, I'm going to force the 9 of spades. And this, without this effect, is very, very good because then when you do something with the force, it's like there's no way, because they feel that it was their choice. They saw all the cards, you saw all the different variations, all the possibilities, and they still grabbed the force cards. So they go ahead, they grab a card, and it's the force card. So with this, we're going to do the exact same thing, and we're going to hold a break underneath this card like that. Okay, so if I pick up, there's the card, because while we turn the deck over, we're going to hold the break there. So here's just an advanced sort of move. If you're not comfortable with this, you can just start with the deck face up with the break on the card like that. But like I said, if you want to go a little bit more advanced of how I did it in the video, you hold the break, and now as I turn, I'm going to turn my hand like this, and it's going to kick the 2 packets apart just like that, giving it a little step. I'm going to readjust with my hand like this, and then my left pinky is going to come underneath here, grab the break, and then keep the break. Okay, so I'm having the break while I turn over the cards, okay? And that should just be something as I talk, because I do want to show the cards being red, so at the end of the effect they remember that they were red, just a little touch. So I'm here, I turn the deck over, get my little step, I pull it down, and I'm keeping the break like that. Now from here we're going to force the card. Now if you want to be lazy, of course you can say stop, stop, and they go ahead and you do a riffle force just like that. So you can do it this way and put this card on the table, but if you want to take chances, and this is what makes your card magic I think a little bit better at the end of the day, and all of these little things that make your card magic a little bit better adds up to making your card magic way better, is just go for it, you know? Go ahead, classic force the 9 of hearts. They touch a card, you out jog it like this. and you just wait and you say, look, I knew you were going to choose that card because I have a prediction. Now you pull out the prediction, and you know, maybe it's folded up, maybe it's in your wallet, maybe it's in an envelope that you gave them beforehand, and then you show it. You will not choose a black card, and then you kind of just look at them and you wait, and this is what they're gonna see. Yeah, I didn't. And you go, thank you very much. So you play that off. If this was a black card that you got from a different deck, you say you will not choose a black card. You go, well, it was a 50-50. I guess I shouldn't be playing roulette, right? And you know, you make a joke out of it, you play it off. So any which way, if this said you will not choose a red card and this was a red card, then of course you play it off the exact same way. But either way, this is supposed to be a joke right there. And then after you give it time, don't rush the second part, okay? A lot of people, after they do a fake prediction, right, they go really quick into rushing because they feel awkward at this point that they messed up. But no, just wait and then kind of give them a smirk and you go, no, wait. See, I didn't mean the faces of the cards. You see, and remember, this is on the table, okay, or in their hands face up. You say these cards, yes, they're red and black, but I meant on the backs. You see, all of these cards are from a red deck. And you spread the red deck like this, and then you just wait. And then if this is on their hand like this, they're gonna be like, no. And then they turn it over, they freak out, they drop everything, and they run away screaming and crying because of the miracle that just took place in their hands. So that's it. It's a very easy effect that I do enjoy performing on the fly. If there's something that you can write down a prediction, if you have an extra card from a different deck, it's always really nice to try this sort of thing and take chances with it. At the end, what's nice is that you can take this, put it back in your pocket. You have a regular deck to do anything else that you want with it. Alright, so here is a bonus little tip that you can do if you don't want to do this exact effect. Sometimes I like this next thing that I'm going to show you as a added first part of a Red Hot Mama type of effect. So if you know Red Hot Mama, it's using the same exact thing we're using here, a red deck with a black card or one card that's not from the exact same deck as this. Now what's going to be interesting about this is that you're going to do it where they're going to pick a card which is not this card, but it's going to make it look like this card. So this is how we're going to do that. Have the card that's the indifferent card 3 or 4 cards from the face of the pack, okay? So now what you're going to ask the spectator to do is name any card. So instead of touching a card and having to nail the classic force or doing a riffle force, which you should be embarrassed doing, what? Nothing. So instead of doing that, what you can do is you're going to call the 9 of hearts, which is the odd-backed card, as you're spreading, right? So as you spread, call this card. So you're pulling with the fingertips, and you're spreading, and you're saying to the spectator, look, just name any card that you see. Now, as they name a card, let's say they say the 10 of hearts. Okay, you are going to place this card, which is being called, under the selected card of what they said. All right, so what that's going to do is put the 9 of hearts below the 10 of hearts, which is the one they said. Now you're going to close the deck up and turn it over just like that, not showing the back just yet. I'm going to take out the prediction, and it says you will not choose a black card. And then of course they did not, or they did, or whatever. Again, you're going to play this up the exact same way. And then you say, oh, what card did you choose? And you say, you know, that's funny because look, if we look, I wasn't talking about the faces of the cards, I was talking about the backs, and I go through the backs, these are all red, and then you get to this card. From here, you're gonna cut the deck just like that, so then you're gonna get into a double lift position, and from here all you're going to do is do a double lift to show that the 10 of hearts is the one that they said, and it's the only black card in a red deck. From here, to clean up, all you gotta do is turn this back over, turn this around like this, cut this to the table, and as I cut, I'm going to palm off the bottom card using a gambler's cup. Palm this off, give it to the spectator, take the prediction, put it in your pocket. This also goes into the pocket, and you are left clean, which is going to be really interesting when they do go through the pack. Nothing is black anymore, and you're set to go with a regular deck for more incredible miracles. Alright guys, there you have it. That was the video. Thank you so much for sticking around and watching. If you like the X deck, you can check out the link in the description, houseofplayingcards.com. We have a worldwide, I guess it's worldwide, but site-wide sale. It's a spring clearance event. We have a lot of decks coming up, so we want to get rid of the old to make way for the new. So we have up to 50% off of the decks on houseofplayingcards.com right now, plus the X deck at a discount for a short period of time. So guys, if you like what I'm doing here on this channel, go ahead, hit that like button. It would would mean a lot to me. And also subscribe if you haven't already. I know a lot of you might not be subscribed out there. And go ahead, pick up your decks below, and we will see you very soon on the next video. Peace.